When I got out of high school, as a young man, my parents moved away to the West Coast, and I spent most of my life after that, until I got married, living with my grandma. It's largely due to her that I became a Christian, her praying for me and just showing the love of God to me in my young years, and I had some rough years. And a lot of times I would come home and I would see her kneeling by her bed praying. She told me a story a couple years ago when she died. My folks met right after they got out of high school, and one thing led to another, and my mom was pregnant with me, and my dad was drafted to go to the Korean War. So they got married, and he was shipped off to Korea, and later I was born. And my mom was raised in a real abusive family, and her dad was an alcoholic and very mean, and he kicked her out of the house when he found out she was pregnant. And then when I was born, he had sent word that he was going to come to the hospital, and he had told him that he was going to kill the little bastard, which was me. Now my grandmother, when it came time for me to go home, my mom was scared, and my grandmother said, "Come on, we're going to get that baby," which was me. And they drove to the hospital. There was my grandfather in the parking lot with a gun. And she said she was very afraid, but they went into the hospital and they came out and he was still there. And she didn't know if he was going to try to kill us or what, but she just said, "I'm taking this baby home." She told me there on her deathbed, when lived to be 100 years old, she said, "I knew that your life had meaning and purpose, and there was a reason for you." And that meant so much to me. As a child and growing up, when you're the product of an unplanned pregnancy, sometimes it's referred to as an accident, and sometimes you think that in your mind, and I did begin to think that. When I think back now about what my grandma said to me as she was dying, I so see how God did have a plan and a purpose. It was His will for my family to come here and be a part of the ministry and have the opportunity to serve and to just to minister to people. And there's nothing that can take the place of finding purpose and meaning in your life. And I thank God for that. Hello, I'm Pastor Pete. I'm one of the senior associate pastors at Church on Fire.